hustle by Daniel Gafford to get his offensive rebound. But as I was saying, the offense will come. Yep. The defense should be your staple right now. You should be really getting after teams defensively, showing Billy Donovan that you want to be in that rotation.
Yeah. Stepped out. Turnover by the Rockets.
Because Billy Donovan's coming from Oklahoma City, where they got better defensively every year that he was there.
Yep.
And so he's going to come with the same kind of principles, the same kind of defensive strategy that he played in the tough Western Conference. I mean, last year, this was a team that no one thought was even going to make the playoffs.
Billy Donovan was clearly a Coach of the Year candidate because of the overachievement from that shifted roster.
I mean, you trade, you get Chris Paul to come. That was a great addition for them as far as having a true veteran point guard to lead your team. But the emergence of Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, Lou Dort at the end of the season. I mean, Steven Adams improving.
Dennis Schroeder was a Sixth Man of the Year candidate last year.
Coming off the bench with him, he was really a starter. I mean, he came and played minutes from Minnesota. I mean, they really played well. Williams again. Well, he's got a nice shot.
Yeah, he does.
I mean, he's got nice form. He's got nice elevation. Another rebound.
Yep. Devon Dotson is out there, the Chicago native.
This is a kid I thought should have been drafted in the second round. The Bulls were able to get him as a free agent.
Vonleh will draw a foul.
Dotson did a good job at Kansas last year, improved.
Kenny Wood picks up his first, third on the Rockets. Devon Dotson on the floor as we duck inside of 6 to play here in the fourth quarter. Born in Chicago, high school in North Carolina, Kansas Jayhawk.
Are you ready to sink your teeth into a lemon pepper, sweet and spicy Korean cute-tastic mango habanero
masterclass in all things wings?
Yes, I am.
Are you though?
Get free delivery for a limited time at wingstop.com.
We need to get going. Where is he with the presents?
It's the same every year. He always leaves it to the last minute. Oh, ho, ho!
About time.
Red Bull!
And us?
Yes, Santa! What about us?
Oh, you should be happy. From now on, you get Christmas off. Red Bull gives me wings.
Help. Seriously, I'm too young for hair loss. My hairline keeps creeping back. Receding? I've got this bald spot. It's thinning everywhere.
Gonna have to give up and shave it. Dude, put down the razor. Because Bosley, America's #1 hair restoration expert, is about to give you your real hair back permanently. Don't ignore the signs of hair loss. Bosley's giving away an absolutely free information kit that reveals all the signs. And a free gift card to any guy who texts FINISH to 234-234. Bosley will show you for free how great your hair could look. Using the latest technology, Bosley's solution to hair loss is permanent and protected by the Bosley Guarantee. Plus, since Bosley has new non-surgical options, you owe it to yourself to text now for an absolutely free information kit and a gift card for $250 off. No matter what level of hair loss you have, text FINISH to 234-234. That's FINISH to 234-234.
NBA fans, what's good? You're now rocking with the best, Ro Parrish, and on the latest episode of High Tops, one of the original stretch fours. Nobody can do it better. Got to show love to my homie, Chris Webber.
I have no clue who that man on the screen is, but you need to know. High Tops, the very best plays of Chris Webber. Saturday, set your DVR, 11:30 a.m. Eastern. That's 10:30 Central. Even out the West Coast, it's 8:30, early in the morning. Eat your cereal. Check out Chris Webber. Now we send it back to Chicago.
Houston and being a dominant three-point shooting team. You know, they've got the record for 27 made three-pointers in a game. They're at 21 right now.
Yep.
And that's without James Harden. and,
taking all those step backs.
And Chris Paul and all those guys. I mean, it's wow.
What a different looking roster that it was. Remember CP3 and this team almost beat the Warriors. Had CP3 not gotten hurt a couple of years ago at the end of Game 6, they may have ended up in the finals. Never had the opportunity to play in an NBA Finals, and that's obviously what Harden is looking for with all of his talk and wanting to leave. Archie Diacono will draw a foul.
Well, they seem to me, Adam, to be playing the same style that they played under Dan Antonio. I think the difference, though, is that you've got a guy like Boogie Cousins who can now give you low post presence as well as be a threat at the three-point line, whereas Clint Capella couldn't do those things. He was just a set screen dive to the basket dunk.
Chandler Hutchison will draw the bump and go to the free throw line. I'll go against. I bet a lot of fans are going to feel a little old right now. Kenyon Martin Jr. picks up the foul.
Wow.
KJ Martin.
He was just in high school 2 years ago. Played on the same team as Scottie Pippen's son, who's at Vanderbilt. Scottie Pippen Jr.
He's at a few schools, Chaminade Prep in L.A., Sierra Canyon, where LeBron's son is playing.
That's where I saw him,
Florida,
Sierra Canyon.
Sierra Canyon, yep. Played with Cassius Stanley and Scottie Pippen Jr. there. Hutchison with 8 points. Out there with Zach Norvell, who's defending against Thomas here. Devon Dotson helping to defend against Marvin Jones.
Oh, give me that. Ooh. Vonleh with the block.
And there's Dotson with the left. Would not go. Offensive rebound, Vonleh. Norvell the extra pass to Satoransky for three.
Good play. Good play. Good ball movement. Good hustle by Noah Vonleh with the block on one end. Offensive rebound assist on the other.
There's Wooten, former New York Knick. The rebound to Devon Dotson. Back on the United Center floor. And this is going to be an offensive foul, though, against Noah Vonleh. Going to be his second personal foul.
Well, Devon Dotson, another kid who I thought would be drafted at some point. And then didn't get drafted and signed as a free agent. A two-way player is going to have an opportunity.
He put together the type of season that you would expect from a draft pick as the floater from Thomas goes down. 18 a game as a second-team All-American last year, was the main point guard for Kansas a year ago, averaged 4 assists a game.
And you know what, Adam? Maybe, had there been a March Madness, maybe that kid slips into, possibly being drafted or even in the first round. I mean, a lot of these kids didn't get a chance to showcase. That's normally where you get you make your name is in the NCAA tournament.
Yep.
You look at Patrick Williams in Florida State. They were the number 3 team in the country.
Yep.
And I don't think a lot of people knew that.
No. Foul called against Martin. That'll be his second. Bulls are in the bonus. Luke Cornett will check in, and Chandler Hutchison will head back to the bench.
And right now, with the coronavirus going around, I mean, the more bodies you have, and the Bulls have an advantage, just like every other team has a minor league team that they can draw from.
Yep.
And you have your players down there playing, you can pull them up. You don't have as many players as you do on the NFL roster. But there are some guys that you can bring up. And
is there. It feels like the two-way guys across the league are going to be more important because you may be called upon on short notice to step into a roster spot. And there's Wooten with another 3.
Day of a game.
Might have to. And that's something that we're all going to be navigating together. We all might get surprised by something at some point during the year because of the current era that we're in. Hopefully it'll be sooner rather than later as we're back to normal. But everybody, every team, every front office, every coaching staff, every PR staff, everybody around the league is going to have to be flexible. That's at least been the message from the NBA as we prepare for a season unlike any other.
Well, I was a little nervous coming back because this is the first time we've come back since March, and I've kind of been holed up in my house like Howard Hughes. And
the nails are at least nice and trimmed at the very least, and the beard has been shaved.
Exactly. I had a Link Hayes afro going.
I'm a little disappointed I don't get to see that.
Yeah, I had the beard and everything. I had to go get it cut, man. Oh my goodness.
You do look fresh,
I was like I was on a wanted poster.
It's like the hermit version of Stacey King is a little strange.
No.
Can't do it.
Oh, deep three.
23 three-pointers from the Rockets in this game. That one from Trevelyan Queen. Stays at this end of the floor.
That's a lot of threes.
48 attempts.
Wow.
You said it, though. This is the game, right? They averaged about 40, and then it got up to 42, and then it got up to 43 and 44. That was typical for the Rockets in the last several years.
Well, and most of the teams now, I mean, you even saw it in the bubble with the Lakers. I mean, they're not afraid to go small ball.
No.
They're not afraid to put five guys, Denver. They're not afraid to put five guys on the floor that are floor spacers that can attack you off the back.
Some of the choices in the draft, not only for the Bulls, but for several teams, they want more Patrick Williams-type players. Donovan doesn't want to play more than maybe 10 guys at most. You would think that he would like a tight 9-man rotation. Long way to go before figuring out what that will be. But there's going to be some competition bred in these practices as they start ramping up, and obviously in these preseason games, too.
Well, and it should be. And one of the adjustments that this Bulls team that's going through right now is that, the last game they played at, there was a crowd.
Yeah.
This is new for them. They didn't go into the bubble experience like Houston did.
Even if there are no fans in the bubble, and I called some games there, the video boards, the noise, all the players seemed like they adjusted to the manufactured energy that was coming in, whether it was digital or otherwise. They adjusted to it.
But they've got to come out here and, talk is cheap. Everybody's talking about what they want to do and where they want to go and playoffs, but you got to come out here and compete every night. And you got to come out here and play on the defensive end and then beat the teams you're supposed to beat.
Yeah.
You're bringing a team in here that's under 500. There's no way in the world they should beat you at home. One thing you're playing against the Lakers and you're playing against these elite teams, but the teams that you're supposed to beat, that's a key of getting your record up at home. Beat the teams you're supposed to beat.
They were 20-20 against below 500 teams last year, the Bulls. That's got to be a better record this year. It has to be a better record.
Yeah, there's no reason why this team shouldn't beat those teams. You're playing the Knicks, who's in a rebuilding situation. There are teams who've gotten better. You're going to see a lot of teams that, have gotten better. Brooklyn's going to be even much better now because they'll be a completely different team. But then with Brooklyn too, you have to think like, they have all this talent, but does it mesh? We saw what happened in Los Angeles with the Clippers when you bring a hard-nosed, grinding team and you bring two superstars on that team, and you hear how the locker room was with those guys, and it kind of splintered in the playoffs.
The favoritism that a lot of the younger guys and lesser, be careful. So to speak, lesser guys, I use that term loosely.
You got to be careful. You don't want that situation because Brooklyn is the same situation that the Clippers were in. They had a bunch of another one.
Deep ones.
They had a bunch of hard-nosed workers, Karis LeVert, Spencer Dinwiddie, guys who played in the G League and got an opportunity to play.
And now those guys are going to see their minutes cut, right?
Yeah, and you see,
Noah Vonleh.
Oh, wow. Yeah, open your mouth wide and take it. My goodness.
Impressive elevation from Noah Vonleh there. Those are the last 2 points for the Bulls tonight. They came with a flourish. 2.2 left. Devon Dotson will launch it away, and that'll take us to the end of the first one. 3 more in the preseason to go. Stacey, defense has to be better, but your thoughts on game 1?
Well, it's the first game, so I'm looking forward to them coming back on Sunday, see how they bounce back after.
The Houston Rockets pulling off the victory in the preseason, the first preseason game.